Hey, it's Stoop. I just wanted to make a short video before Christmas because I've been thinking a lot about this year. Honestly, I didn't expect this year to be so chaotic and so organized at the same time. My real life was pretty chaotic. Things didn't always go to plan, and some periods were just messy or like unpredictable. And there were moments in my life where I just felt like I was keeping up with the rest. But at the same time, when it came to my home studio plans and the place where I'm sitting in right now, everything was so organized and it was so weird. I had clear ideas, I had clear plans, I knew what I wanted to build, I knew how I wanted it to look, and I knew how I wanted to feel. And looking back at it, I think that was my balance. When everything felt so chaotic, the studio plans gave me my structure back. Something I could control, something I could build, something I could keep my mind off everything else that was going shitty. And for example, what I mean with that life was shitty is that, as many of you guys know, my dad passed away on September 24th, 2023. And as a 17-year-old guy, you don't really know what is going on at that time. I mean, you're 17 years old, you are about to reach your 18th birthday, and your father will not be there, which is a feeling that you will probably never understand. Because for each individual human being, it's a different feeling. And personally, for me, I was so lost. I was so super lost to the point where I didn't even realize the fact that my own father was not gonna be there on my 18th birthday. And everything honestly went fine until my sister totally started to break down. She was, I think, in a burnout. I'm still not really sure about what exactly was going on at that point because I was mostly focusing on my own work and of course with my own studio because that was my dream. My dad told me to keep making music, and that is where my passion lays, and that is where my it's just one of my biggest hobbies, you know. So he told me to keep making music, so I knew from the start that I wanted to make my very own studio and pursue music. But to get to the point, it was this one week where I had to work 3 days in a row at the shop. It was on a Wednesday, so I was working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And on Wednesday, I was on my break. Everything went fine. I went outside because I just didn't like to stay in the shop for 10 hours long because that's how long your shifts were at that shop. And I was sitting at my usual place where I always sit. It was next to this cafe, and there was nobody there, never. Like, it was always empty until like these two older men walked past me. I already saw them peeking over at me until they finally decided to walk towards me, and I was already in that mood, like, oh, please don't sell me anything. I'm really not in the mood for that. But luckily, they didn't come to me to sell anything or market anything or whatever, promote anything. They just wanted to talk about God and Jesus Christ. So what I told them was, sure, because I do respect it. I do respect everything that has to do with God and the Bible and like the Christian belief or whatever you want to call it. I do respect it a lot because I felt like I am kind of interested in it. Not that much yet, but at that time, I knew that I was kind of interested in it. So I told them, yeah, go ahead, tell me what's up. So we just had a small conversation until it kind of felt quiet. The conversation felt quiet. It was kind of dead until one of those two men looked at me right into my eyes and said, "Are you doing all right?" And at that point, I was like, what do you mean? He said, yeah, I feel like something big is bothering you. I just can't really tell what. Is there something bothering you? I said, well, I mean, like, my dad passed away, etc. And then I explained that whole story. And then I went to look at my phone and I saw that I had only a few minutes left for my break. So they said, okay, yeah, no, that's totally all right. Can we just pray for you? And I said, yeah, of course you can pray for me. So one of those men put their hand on my shoulder and the other guy put their hand on my other shoulder. And they started praying for me out loud. And at that point, after they were done, I was walking back to the shop. I put on my work clothes again, and I stepped into the kitchen, and suddenly, out of nowhere, I turned really pale My legs started shaking, my back started shaking, my arms started shaking. I did not know what was going on. Turns out, I think I was having a panic attack. I have no idea what it was, but it was weird. And my boss noticed it, and he said, "Hey, are you like doing okay?" I said, I'll just need a second." So literally not even 5 seconds after that, I called him back and I said, "Hey, can I please talk to you for a second?" He said, "Yeah, of course." So we walked out in the back, and I already felt my throat clogging up because I wanted to cry, or like I felt like I had to cry, but I couldn't. I just couldn't because I didn't know what was going on. And I explained the whole thing, and he said, "Hey, you only have like 30 more minutes left. Do you want to stay, or do you want to just go home and relax?" I said, "I'll finish those 30 minutes because I'm just stubborn like that." And I went home. When I got home, I realized that my mom was also working, which means that she works pretty late hours. She works from like, I think like 3 p.m. to like 11 p.m. So I couldn't explain it to her. So I was just home alone, and I couldn't tell nobody what happened. But yeah, that's what I mean with shitty. That's pretty much what I mean with shitty. And yeah, those things, hey, those situations, those moments is a point in life where you realize that you are not perfect. You're not a perfect human being. Everyone needs their help at some point. Whether it is now, it's in 5 seconds, or it's in 3 months, 3 years, 3 decades. Every human being needs their support eventually. And it's kind of funny how those two things existed at the same time. Chaos in real life and order in creativity. But I also wanted to say this. I am planning on making more music, more videos, and stream way more on Twitch. Twitch.tv at TwoStoopTV. Go follow me, links in the description. And it might take time. It might not be perfect, but I promise you that I will get there. So going into Christmas, I am not judging this as a bad or a good year. I will judge it as a real year. But anyway, that's all for me. I hope you guys have a meaningful and calm Christmas. And I wish you all the love, all the fucking power, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!